Today, how to bend reality and an imaginal past manifesting technique. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I had a couple really great sessions yesterday, and one of them was with a woman who wanted to get back with her old boyfriend. And so she said, Tom, I've seen some of those videos. I've watched some of your videos on shifting realities and entering a new version, a new version of myself and a new reality. And that's really what I want to talk about today. And then she told me the story between her and a guy. And it was a long story. And then I said, after that, I go, okay, the first step is you never tell that story again, right? We really want to tell those past stories. And that's what keeps that reality present. That's what keeps you tied to that old reality. So what's the key? The key to all of this is loosening your grip or loosening your belief in linear time. That's how you shift realities. That's how you bend time. By loosening your belief in it. By knowing that that past, present, and future is all happening at the same time and playing with that idea. So I want to unpack this today and more. So I said in yesterday's video, hooking up to source and being present is natural, or is your I am presence. So you said, well, how do I hook up? Well, that is what I mean. It is your natural state. That's why it feels so good. Like think about when you're in the flow state, when you're doing an activity, a sport, or something you really enjoy and you lose track of time. You're in that all-powerful present moment. That's why it feels so thrilling. It's source energy flowing to you and through you and as you. Do you hear this? That's what we mean by the natural moment, by the present being natural. That's what we mean by the hooking up the source or as a first step to any process, right? Any process. Eckhart Tolle talks about this. All the greats talk about this, right? Allow your natural fulfillment. Remember, non-fulfillment is a shadow. Right? It's not real. It's just a false, limited 3D thought. Right? You're blocking your own light. That's how a shadow is created. Right? And so and the ancients said it, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Meaning you're not trying to analyze or rationalize this with your 3D mind. And that's what a lot of you try to do. How do I move into that new reality? You're trying to get a grip from your 3D mind. It's with your heart. It's a feeling place, right? Feeling it real. That's what they were saying here. That's what the ancients were saying. In the NASB, it says within himself, right? For as he thinks within himself, right? That's within. That's your connection to infinite intelligence, right? It's not from the intellect of the lower mind or your 3D will. It's the knowing of God's will, that higher mind. It's the knowing of that higher mind. That's God's will, right? That's your connection to infinite intelligence. That's following your heart. Not trying to get things done or analyze things or figure out how to shift realities from a 3D perspective. So let's hit this. And we have a technique at the end of this to show you. So to think in your heart or within yourself means to feel the reality you desire to experience within. And then it becomes so without. This is the imaginal act that Neville Goddard and others talk about, right? That's what the ancients meant. So as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. That's the imaginal act. That's feeling with your heart. Remember, your heart it's all intelligence, right? It's a center of intelligence. How do you do it? The first thing you do is loosen your beliefs or your belief in linear time. Right? That's really what holds you and binds you to your old reality, right? Into things that are unwanted. Here's what A Course in Miracles says. There is, however, no point in giving an answer in terms of the past. You hear this? Because the past does not matter, and history would not exist if the same errors were not being repeated in the present. Wow! Think of the power in this quote from A Course in Miracles. Right? History would not exist if the same errors were not being repeated in the present. In other words, forgetting who we are, forgetting that we are that I amness, that everything's happening now. Wow. Very powerful. Let's continue with this. So it's about becoming more aware of that 99.9% of the unseen reality, right? It's always revealing itself to you through synchronicities, through coincidences, experiences and feelings of deja vu or intuition, right? That voice, that quiet voice. Belief is the creative act. Remember this, it's all belief. Your past and future are being created right now as you have believed, right? This was the lesson when Jesus, the centurion, and when Jesus healed his servant, right? It shall be done for you as you have believed. And the servant was healed at that very moment. The centurion's servant was healed when Jesus said that, right? As you have believed, you have been healed. In other words, it shifted realities. It changed the past, right? That servant, it wasn't that the servant was healed. The servant now was in a reality. The reality was shifted to a reality where the servant was never needed healing, was never sick. That's what Jesus meant here. It shall be done for you as you have believed. Look at the tense here. As you have believed. You're changing the past and the future with your as you have believed and in what you're believing right now, right? And your attention, focus, and awareness is on what you believe to be true. So it's all based on beliefs. As you have believed, that's how you shift realities. So the question is, what do you believe in? Because if you're remembering something from the past, you're recreating that now. Do you hear this? So let's hit this a little bit more. When you remember something from the past, a story or anything, that's an image. That's an imaginal act. You are creating the memory in the present moment, in the now, as proof or evidence of who you are right now. I've talked about this in a few videos now, right? That when you're remembering something from your past, an image, that's an imaginal act. You're creating that memory in the present moment. And that's acting as proof of who you are right now. So it's not real, it's just an image, just like an imaginal future image. It's just an image. And you make it real by your imagining, by your remembering. Wow. You accept it as truth of who you are and not as just a belief and not as just a memory and not as just as an image. You believe in those images and those memories. But you can change those, right? Your belief in the past as truth implies that remembered past is the source of your present reality. That's what keeps us stuck. Do you see this? Your belief in the past as truth implies that remembered past is the source of your present reality. Wow, that's powerful. So when you create a new image, you create and remember it differently, you create a new past. We're not talking about just revision, but that you're just seeing it differently. We're saying you're creating it, an entirely new event, right, in the present moment. That's why, but the reason why it feels so solid, 3D reality, is because you believe in this past as the source. And that's why it feels so solid and hard to change, when really you are the source. So it's what you believe, what you think, feel, and believe in this moment, in your assumptions. It will be done to you as you have believed. That's what Jesus said. It will be done to you as you believe. You are source. Wow, that's powerful. There is no past. There's just thoughts and beliefs about the past. Do you get it? That's all they are. They're just flimsy thoughts and beliefs. And we thought about it so much that those beliefs become truth to us. And we believe it's just true. Do you hear this? Revision, Neville got it. What is really revision? Revision is remembering or revising a past event as you would have preferred it to unfold. This changes the believed cause, therefore the perceived effects in the present and the future. That's really what revision is, right? We're talking about next level revision though. But this is a powerful tool when you're attached to when you want to look at something differently from the past. That changes how you're looking at it in the present, and that changes your future. So you can imagine your wish fulfilled. But we're talking about you're going to remember an entirely different past. This is a shift in identity. This is a shift in concept of yourself. And when you shift identities and shift concepts of yourself, you create new beliefs, a new past, new assumptions that come with that new identity. This is powerful, but next level Neville, next level revision is even more powerful. right? Remembering an imaginal act of a perceived past event. That's what remembering is. It's an imaginal act. So that's what revision is. You're just imagining it, imagining that it was different, right? But we're saying, don't hang on to that past event, because that past event that you're revising still comes with a script that can't change. So you can change how you feel about the event. You can change how you look at the event and how you see the event now. But the event doesn't change as long as you're in that same identity. Hear this. In that same reality and same identity. But when you shift to a new identity, a new reality, that comes with a different past. That comes with different assumptions. That's a new you. That's a new lifeline. That's a new film roll. That's powerful, right? Remember, a memory is just a mental image. Remembering is just an imaginal act of a perceived past event or a mental image. It's all consciousness. And all consciousness is all imagination. Consciousness is the experience. There is no experience apart from consciousness. It doesn't exist. It's a memory, an image that you create in consciousness that you either keep as a memory and keep creating it, or that you pull your awareness from it, you retrieve your attention from it, and it dissolves and you create another one, a new one. That's what we're talking about. But you're going to say, like a lot of you say, I really experienced it, Tom. That's arguing for your limitations. That's arguing for linear time. That's arguing for staying in the same old reality. Do you hear this, right? Instead, open yourself up to the magic of infinity. How do you do that? Well, let's talk about it. How do I shift realities and occupy a new version of myself? A few things, and then we're going to talk about the actual technique. Loosen your belief in linear time, all that is. Everything is. All that is right now. Everything that's happening is all in this moment. Think about it. When I was talking to a client in Australia, it was the next day for him. It was the next morning. But it was 5 p.m. for me and the day before. So how can time have any meaning? Right? We were talking in that all-powerful now moment. Although it was a different day for him and a different day for me. He was a day ahead, I was a day behind, but we're still talking in the now. So loosen your belief, your grip on linear time. Realize the apparent facts and conditions of 3D reality is only a belief and experience of what you believe to be true right now. All these facts, all these things, all these effects, all these conditions, all these events that you see happening, it's only a belief and experience of what you believe to be true right now. That's powerful. Let go and suspend your beliefs in current 3D conditions and events. That greases the wheel. This sets you up, right? Substitute this old belief or this old belief or beliefs, reality, with your new assumption, your new intention. In other words, your new identity. Occupy that and believe it in. Assume it, imagine it, tell a new story. So let's talk about a technique that I've talked about maybe months ago now, 6, 7, 8 months ago in a video. And I talked about it yesterday with this client, with this old boyfriend that she wants to get back together with. So I said, let's try this, just to get you warmed up to the idea of how you can bend reality. Then you can put it to work on what you really want. But imagine, this is the imaginal past process. So you're going to imagine something that you would have liked to happen in the past. Now, I'm not saying you're going to revise something that happened, or that you thought happened, or felt happened, or believed happened. I'm saying you're going to create an entirely new event in the past. This is cool. It's a memory. Remember, a memory is a past mental image right now. A past mental image right now in this now moment. That's what you're going to create. Here's the key. You're not revising a past unwanted event, and you're not imagining a future wish fulfilled. Neither of those. It's not the imaginal act of a future wish fulfilled, and it's not revising a past unwanted event. You are creating a new memory, a new event, right? See it as true for you. You are creating, immediately manifesting a new past event. When you do this, here's the power. When you create this new past event, it's manifested immediately. Why? Because it's in the past. There's no waiting. There's no expecting. There's no looking to the future. There's no resistance because it's already happened because you're imagining a past image. You're conjuring the whole thing from the now moment because there is no past or future. And that means it's manifested immediately in your imagining of it. This will really loosen you up for your imagining your future wish fulfilled. Because now there's no expectation. It's done in the imagining of it. Then, what's step 3? Then just watch. Let go. Just let it go and watch as your present reality changes. When? Immediately. Because it's now based on a new, quote, cause. Right? You're imagining a new event, a new past event. That new past event, as you think about it, will affect your moment of now, will affect your new reality. That's powerful, guys. That's really how to bend time, and that's the new Imaginal past manifesting technique. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. We have a Facebook group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. You can follow us there at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron. And you can visit our website anytime at tomcaron.com or besomethingwonderful.com. Until next time, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom. See you soon.